Let me start by saying that if you like Paimon, that's fine. I believe that people are entitled to their opinions, but from a narrative standpoint, she is a disaster. When I first jumped into Genshin, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know it was a gacha game. I didn't know the map would be revealed over time. All I knew was that it was free to play. I remember thinking that the Traveler's silence was a strange choice, but not being familiar with the silent protagonist concept, I didn't think too much of it. Then I watched a video a few months ago that brought everything into perspective.
It's like they're stuck in a limbo. Sometimes they have opinions, but sometimes they just can't speak in moments where it's only natural that they do. Instead, we're usually forced to listen to Paimon speak over them, which we will get to, don't worry. But that's the thing though, we're all okay with the silent protagonists. They're not always bad. Sometimes they work just fine. For example, Link from Breath of the Wild is probably one of the most well-known silent protagonists, and people love him. I love him. And it's not just because he's hot, but at least Link in his most recent incarnations, like in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, are presented in a way that they're never in a position that they need to speak.
If Hoyoverse wanted the Traveler to be a silent protagonist, that's fine. The problem is that the Traveler isn't silent. While they didn't talk that much at the beginning, they've been talking more and more recently.
I, a traveler who has traversed many worlds, give to you my blessing. May you find friendship and goodwill, no matter where you go. What I really think is, every trial you've ever judged has left its impression on you. And that's what makes you who you are today.
Ether?
You're the only one in this world who calls me that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking those questions right now.
At the end of the day, this is the Traveler's story. Why Paimon is the one telling it is beyond me, and the deeper I get into the game, the more jarring it's getting. It's so odd to have characters address the Traveler directly, only to have Paimon respond. It's off-putting for her to say something obnoxious or in poor taste, and have the Traveler get blamed. Don't get me started on her making decisions for them.
Hey, did you hear that? Spend another 100K and we get a capsule worth a whole million! Come on! We still have around 100,000 of Alhaitham's moral left, so let's put it to good use by finding something useful for you. Ahem, you've got a deal, Dory! We'd like to spend an extra 100,000 mora. Traveler, you used canned knowledge before. Did you feel any negative effects?
On her own, I don't think Paimon is an objectively bad character. She can be funny and heartfelt. But when she's constantly talking in that high-pitched voice, it can get irritating. Not to mention the fact that her personality can be overbearing, obnoxious, and downright insulting. This would be okay if her lines were minimal and didn't take away from the conversation. The fact that she will completely hijack a situation to say something that doesn't add anything meaningful or useful is annoying. While editing a video, I realized that more often than not, I could remove Paimon's dialogue, and the overall conversation doesn't change. I don't want to hate Paimon. Honest, I feel like she would be a better character if her and the Traveler's dialogue were reversed. I'm not suggesting that the Traveler should say everything that Paimon says. God, no. I think the amount that she and the Traveler speak should be switched around. When focusing on their dialogue options, I realized the Traveler has an interesting personality. They're funny, sassy at times, and they call Paimon out on her crap. Unfortunately, a lot of this is lost because it isn't voiced. I hope that didn't sound like too much of a tangent. There is a place for Paimon in Genshin Impact. I just think that given this is the Traveler's journey, she needs to step aside.